Torreón, Coahuila. Harsh summers, boiling heat, and straightforward people. Not known for its international tourism, yet with arguably the best food in Mexico, Torreón comes with some of Mexico's most unique and diverse history. I first visited Torreón back in June 2021. Almost 2 months later, I'm back to further explore. We've already been to Gómez Palacio and Matamoros, with a video in Lerdo, Durango still to come.
Chepo.
Later in this video, we're visiting a site which encapsulates a side of Mexican history you may know nothing about. I certainly didn't. Stay tuned to check out one of the most spectacular theatres in Mexico, Teatro Isuaro Martínez.
It's just how I want you. And I to collide.
Right, good morning everyone. Yes, good morning. Welcome back to Mexico. This is part number 16 of my 2021 Mexico series. We are back in Torreón, Coahuila, and today I'm in Mercado Alianza. Look at all those lovely flags up there. Of course, you can find everything you want in these markets: fruit and veg, tortillas, mole, meat, fish, you name it. And it's just a hive of activity on a Friday morning here in Torreón. Look at it behind me. Amazing. By the way, my drone was just hit by a flock of pigeons in Plaza de Armas. Brilliant. So there will be minimal drone shots in this video, which could impact one of the things I was going to do, which was the Santos football stadium. But you know what? Life happens. I think I can fix it, so we'll see. Let's go for a walk. Look what I found. It's Pan Francés, the Torreón classic. If you haven't seen the last video, I'll show you a clip now. I had lonches adobada in that video. I'll link it up above. Okay. You might be wondering, why am I in Torreón again? I was here a few months ago. I did a video here and for some reason it ended up in the local newspaper. So I thought I'd come back again to show you some of the things I didn't get an opportunity to do because I was only here for one day the last time. First off though, I'm hungry. Alright, let's have a gordita for breakfast. Hola. Buenos días. Quiero una asada roja, por favor. Solo una. Oh, I'll get dos. Sí. Gracias. Mes, por favor, sí. El mejor gorditas en Torreón. Sí. Muchas gracias. Hola, señor. Dos asado roja. Sí. Gracias. No, lo siento, no tengo cambio. ¿Dónde? Londres, Inglaterra. Sí. Pero es mi segunda tiempo en Torreón.
Qué bueno.
Sí, Gordita es mi favorito.
Perfecto.
Gracias. Hasta luego. Gracias. Hasta luego. Okay, I'm sorry, but I've got asada roja again, as you heard. We had this in Gómez Palacio a few videos ago. I'm sorry, but it is just my favourite. It looks a bit different to the one I had in Gómez Palacio, actually. Is there potato in it? Is that potato? You're joking. The other one was just meat. They do say that gorditas in Coahuila are the best ever, and along with Durango, I have to agree. You know what? All I seem to do lately is end up sitting in puddles. It seems to be a recurring theme. The classy life of YouTube. Oh crap, it's all falling apart. Brilliant. Oh, the potato is a nice touch actually. Okay, I wouldn't say it's as flavoursome as the one I had in Gomez Palacio, but still no complaints. I think I might be developing a serious addiction problem with gorditas. I think this is about the 4th day in a row I've had them. But it's a good addiction, right? Even though I might end up fat as a heifer lump. What's a heifer lump? Oh my God, remember this from the last time? It was closed, it was all padlocked. But look, the gates are open. This is Canal de la Pela, canals basically underneath the city that I think were originally used for water, bringing water to the city. There's also a connection with the Chinese immigrants that were persecuted here. I mentioned that in the last one. Let's go down and have a look. Look at this. Oh my God, my shadow. Let's get rid of that. Lighting is good and there's no copyrighted music. I'm happy, no touching. Okay, lovely. Isn't it weird being down here? Canals underneath Torreon. It's crazy. There's lots of pictures on the wall, I guess talking about the history. For example, that one. Oh wow, look. Torreon in 1920. Amazing. I love historical pictures in black and white. Oh my God, this was the newspaper I was in. Except this one is from 1927, 47, I can't really make it out. Today is the inauguration of the modern airport in Torreon. An important historical thing to do with aviation in Torreon. I'll be flying out of that airport in a few days. I said something in a recent video about Lala milk coming from La Comarca Lagunera region, which is the whole Torreon Gomez Lero region. There was a big cow outside. But yeah, clearly there's a lot of history here with milk. And it's crazy because, you know, I've been seeing and buying Lala milk everywhere in Mexico for the last 3 years. I never knew it was from Torreon. Bonkers. I'm really glad I could get down here this time. Oh, light. But also glad that it's not like one of those mines I always go down and you can't see anything. Oh wow, look. A little old typewriter with an old newspaper. I love things like this. Sorry, I'm geeking out completely. There's no date on that newspaper, but it looks like maybe it's from the 20s or something, or the decade before that. It looks like, you know, how people were dressed getting on the Titanic or something. I don't know. Look at that typewriter. Oh my God, Corona. Look at this. This is so cool. Look at these old cameras from the 30s and 40s. Oh my God, look, a Kodak EK160 instant camera. Is that like a Polaroid? I don't know. I'm at the end of the accessible bit now. As you can see, they go on, well, it goes on really, really far. Cool. Classic Torreon. We've got a tangerine coloured beetle. We've got another Mercado Juarez. I haven't got time to go in there. Oh, why not? Let's go and have a look in there. Lovely. Classic Mexico again. Antojitos, snacks, chicharrón, frijoles con queso. Oh, the smell. It's orgasmic, as always in these places. I love these communal eating places. They're bloody brilliant. Yeah, it's just another little market. Oh, look at that sign up there. Quesos Chilchota or something, I don't know. Right, we've got to get on to our next spot, which is a bit of a walk away. So let's get moving. Oh, what's all this? I'm in another church on the way. Look at those gorgeous stained glass windows on not only that side, but also on that side. Oh, I can smell varnish. The woman down there is doing something with the chairs. That Mary up there. My mum had an identical framed picture on our stairs growing up. Not that I'm religious in any way, but my nan was. Polish Catholic grandmother. Look, it's the Teleférico. We did that last time, up to the Crista de las Noas. This is a sort of weird architectural thing I like. Oh, Coca-Cola van. I saw this on the way here. This Hotel Calvete. And it just looks very sort of, you know, 60s, 70s, very blocky. You know, and there's, I'm noticing as I come out of the central area, you know, the Plaza de Armas area, differences in architecture, and it's quite cool. It just definitely feels very retro. I'm in Parque Alameda. It's not far from where I'm staying actually. It's a bit further out of the central area. There are some nice fountains, lovely. Finally, fountains with water in. Hallelujah. You have to see the previous videos in this series to understand that in joke. There are some things over there, these yellow things with names on. Fin del Mundo, my mate from New Zealand, he did a video recently from here explaining in a lot more detail about them. So click up above, I'll link his video up there. Basically, it's names of people that have gone missing in relation to cartel issues, supposedly. But yeah, this park is very nice. And I was just thinking, someone said in a comment recently about northern Mexico being a different country to the rest of Mexico, you know what I mean? And it does feel like that. The longer I'm in northern Mexico, the more I forget that I'm in Mexico. It's a bizarre sensation. I'm going back to Mexico City, as I said, in a few days, and I'm really sad to be leaving northern Mexico. I have a lump in my throat because it has had such a profound impact on me in terms of 5 years of travel. I'm glad I left this until the end, because this northern Mexico and someone like Torreon is like ultimate travel. And I'm not saying that as like a big-headed ego knowledge travel person. The fact is, it's not somewhere that I would suggest people to come to as a first destination, not only just with Mexico, but if you're thinking of traveling. It's somewhere that you do need that experience, if you know what I mean. In relation to language, in relation to how people are, people's temperament, how to conduct yourself, how to be streetwise on a day-by-day basis. And I'm a bit conflicted. I'm going to do a video about this in more detail, a sit-down talking one about, you know, how I feel about leaving Mexico in a couple of weeks and quitting essentially full-time travel after all these years. Because in some ways I don't want to stop, but in absolutely every way I do. Yeah, so stay tuned for that video. We're going to have some another food thing in a minute, which is up there. I hope it's open. Fingers crossed. Cruzar los dedos. Okay, I'm beginning to dehydrate, so I need something refreshing, and this is actually a recommendation. Can you believe it? Neveri Chepe, or Chepo, that's the one. Although it's called Capri. On the map it says Chepo. Oh, whatever. Is anyone here? You know what was really cool in there? Was seeing how it's made. It was a bit like that thing I had in Concordia with the big ice block, and it's, you know, and it's not like ice cream, you know, it's just ice with the flavour. Beautiful. So I don't know if this was the right place, because there were about 4 on the map, and this is probably not the right one. I'm probably having the wrong flavour, otherwise I'm missing it. I'm joking. I feel like I can make jokes about Mexicans after all these years. Some don't really get my humour, but many do. Many of us are on the same page, fortunately. Coffee, Nieves. So this is not ice cream, as I said. It's a bit like a slush puppy. It's like that thing that I had, definitely, in Concordia. It's just crushed ice with the flavour, and they put the juice in first, like the coffee flavour. Then he scrapes it off the ice block, puts it all together, mixes it all up, and it is the ultimate refreshing thing to have. This straw is really annoying me. On a hot, what day is it? Friday afternoon in Torreon, Coahuila in July. It's funny, I forgot to ask if filming was okay, and then the young guy in there, brilliant, he wants to go to Scotland. And the older guy then started shouting at me. So I had to stop, but he just came out, the younger guy, and gave me more of the sort of coffee juice stuff. Or I guess dulce, to make it a bit sweeter. Adding this coffee to it is just an ultimate beautiful angel. And then drinking it with the straw, it's dynamite. Oh, this is legendary. Oh, the coffee. It actually tastes like real coffee. Bloody brilliant. Oh my God. I've quite possibly just had the best conversation I've ever had in Spanish in my entire life. The older guy, who I thought was shouting at me, he wasn't shouting at me, he didn't want to be on camera though. We were talking about, you know, the fact that I'm in Mexico and I'm a foreigner and all that. We were talking about lots of different places that I've been and he recommends. We were talking about Oaxaca, Huatulco, and he then mentioned about a playa, Nudos, nudist beach, right? And then I said, sí, mucho pechuga. I thought pechuga was chicken breast, but then I remembered it is just breasts. Brilliant. So that was a great conversation. Gracias, senor. I completely forgot to say, because I was distracted by the senor, but that stuff I put in, it was coffee flavoured, but it was also a bit like caramel, like dulce de leche. I remember in Rio, in Brazil once, in a favela, I had dulce de leche donuts. It tasted just like that. I'm blown away. Torreon, you have amazed me once again. Who needs Guanajuato? Not me. Angel alert, or in other words, a cat. Look at that awesome artwork on the side of that old dilapidated building. That's so cool. I wonder what the story is behind that. This is private property. I'd love to go in these buildings. It reminds me of when I was in Serbia, you know, exploring these random abandoned buildings and brutalist architecture. Well, that's going to be coming soon again in, I don't know, about 5 videos. I've just been splattered in the eye with air conditioning water. At least that's what I hope it was. Might have been piss. But anyway, before we go any further, there are 2 thank yous. Jaime, who has given me an almost encyclopedic knowledge of Torreon since the last time I left. He says the place we're going to now is the second best example of this type of building after a certain place in Mexico City called Bellas Artes. Mexicans should know what I'm talking about. And also George, who is the guy who's going to be showing me around this building, along with his aunt, who is the director of this place. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If I hadn't have filmed that video here the last time, this wouldn't be happening. We are at the Teatro Eduardo Martinez. Amazing.
The main forum. We're on the stage right now, and all the theater was supervised by Isauro Martinez almost 100 years ago. Byzantine architecture, and it's a mix. The ceiling was painted by a Spanish painter, a Spanish artist that came especially here to make it is an original. Everything was made as the way as the Isauro Martinez wanted.
Oh, wow.
They wanted to bring culture here to the region when the city was barely 20 years old, a few more from being named a city. Torreon is a really, really young city.
Yeah. And it's like once in a lifetime chance to be inside. Like this. I love that ceiling, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's almost 100 years old. The engineer planned the city in inches in the English system. And
Oh, yeah.
the builders used the metric system.
Oh, I see.
I don't know how they call them.
Oh yeah, are they the eaves? I can't remember what the name is of them. The place where the rich posh people sit, like the Queen.
I was in that one over number 2 the last time I came to
Oh, awesome.
the jazz concert here at a small city in northern Mexico.
Exactly. It's a melting pot of cultures. It
Yeah.
feels like. Some more cool artwork up the top.
Yeah.
There are a lot of these really long paintings, I notice, in Mexico, like in museums and places like this.
And all these paintings are original works, made for sale.
Yes, so could everyone just say thank you to George for showing me around the theatre today. It was brilliant, exceptional, so gracias. So I hope you enjoyed having a look around the theatre. That, like I said, it's a once in a lifetime experience. It was amazing. There's so much information now in my head. It's like an overload. There's nowhere that I could even start. But the thing I would say is that Torreon, or at least that theatre, is like the world in one place, because what George was telling me about was all about the fact that there's been a lot of immigration into this area, Chinese, Arabs, you name it, and you can see even there are like Buddhas up the top. There is, I think, the first Buddhist temple in Torreon. It's a bit further away though, it's quite far away actually, and additionally a mosque. So there's the first ever mosque that was built in Mexico, largely as a result, I think, of 35 Arab immigrants back in the day, and their descendants then set up a mosque. So Torreon really is a melting pot of cultures, nationalities, people, yet no one knows about Torreon, which is the point of these videos. Gracias, George. Okay, I'm back home, and so is the drone, fixed I might add, with thanks to Soriana, who are not the sponsors of this video. Thanks for stocking super glue and duct tape. If there's something I could tell anyone in life as a life lesson, it would be that duct tape solves everything. So Torreon, I think it is absolutely crystal clear now that Torreon is not just some random city in northern Mexico. It is a city that personifies everything that Mexico is about. Hard work, harsh conditions, diversity, you name it. And it's quite possibly one of the most brilliant cities in Mexico. We've had Nieves, it may or may not have been the right one, but we're going to Lerdo next, right? So, and that's where it comes from apparently, so don't panic. We've been down a canal, we've had gorditas, we've been to a theatre, we've been to fountains. What else have we done? Market as well, we went there. So I've thoroughly enjoyed today's video, I hope you have as well. Maybe the drone or that pigeon that I possibly murdered did not enjoy it, but what can you do? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the end screens up there. The top one will be my 2021 Mexico series. The bottom one is my entire Mexico binge watch series going back to 2018. And you can subscribe down below as well. And I'll see you next time, possibly from Lerdo, possibly from somewhere else. We will see. Catch you later. And goodbye from the drone.
To collide.